that you would bless me and enlarge my borders. Let your hand be with me and keep me from evil.
Hi guys. Linjani. My name is Kelly Tadiwa Zinzi Mwanza. I made it to YouTube, guys. Sila. Didn't pay do like I always tell you guys that this is our space. A get to know me tag. I will be diving deep into who I am, who I present myself to be, what I aspire to do, degrees of Kelly Tadiwa Zinzi Mwanza. Like I always give you guys my full government name because I am her. I am embodying the woman that I've always wanted to be, and this is what this space is all about, guys. I hope that you guys subscribe. If your notifications are not turned on, sure. You want to see me hungry? You want me hungry? I am originally from Zimbabwe, born Zimbabwean, but by descent I'm not Zimbabwean. By descent I'm Zambian. But my mother is Zimbabwean. She is Ndebele from Guatemala, representing Matebele land. So if you are Ndebele and you're not checked in, if you're Ndebele and you're not in the building, I don't understand. Basically. I currently stay in Canada, in Kitchener to be precise, Ontario. Basically what makes me a different vlogger, I guess my authenticity, and I think also like my exposure. Those are two things that you cannot buy or teach someone. So I've been exposed to quite a lot, and I think I relate to everybody. I was born in Kambuzuma section 5. To be precise, I don't know if Chibuku is still there. My shops, my end up at Chibuku. Stayed in Warren Park for a bit. My mom moved to, oh yeah, and also Mavuku Tafara, as all of you know, because I've posted about staying in Mavuku Tafara. And we then moved to Kuma Avenues because my mom had gotten an apartment for herself. And for the greater part of my life, that is where we stayed until we finally moved to Glenlawn. So as for my family structure, I am the only child of my mother, but I do come from a polyamorous family, so I do have half siblings. Shout out to my brothers because I know that they actually logged in and subscribed. And yeah, my brothers and my sisters, I come from a very big family. Madrid, you know, Tagawanda, and my greatest achievement in life, at the moment, 2017, I won first place at the Orate Africa International Poetry Competition, where I was representing the SADC region. Not only that, but in the same year, I won third place at the Books Botswana, was the SADC region competitions of Orate Africa. So I was representing Zimbabwe in Botswana, and I did manage to come out third place, which was great because, guys, I was only like 15 years old, and I was competing against people who were like 17, 18 and stuff like that. So I think I did pretty well, and articulating myself has never been a hustle for me. It has to be my mom. My mom. You know anything about my mom and I, you know that I was my mom's favorite project. My mom worked brick by brick with God. Like, she was there, like, you know, lifting. And imagine you have God lifting the sun, and then she's just holding the fort on what she can do. More than everything, it's just how selfless she was, how entertaining she was. And yeah, so I was actually born to a family of creatives. My father is a producer and guitarist. He still is a producer and guitarist today. My mother is a director and actress, and she used to actually be a dancer, which is crazy. And I remember she would, guys, would dance for like Mambo Kadzi. I remember like Magala, my mom would be there, and I would be going like, I'm there, I'm locked in, and I'm at Haifa, you know, I'm there with Chipawo, I'm representing. I've actually even performed at Haifa, you know, and all these things. Who can say, okay, that they were a voiceover artist when they were like 7 years old? I was on radio from when I was 7 years old until like I was 18, 19. You know, the first time that I remember we had like Christmas lights at home, I had worked for Jason Pepo, and they were recording, I think it was Suburb D or something, and they paid me $20. And what did I do with $20? Guys, because you know, Santa doesn't come to Zimbabwe so easily. I mean, I put the Hana location, Santa was so me, I was like, Santa, if you're not gonna come, don't worry. And so I bought my own Christmas lights and we lit up the house and it was a Merry Christmas. Guys, on my philanthropic work, so I do have a couple of projects coming up with like a bunch of other people, including Leadership Academy with Rotary. So I have been selected and I'm being sponsored by the Rotary Club of Kitchener to be part of the Rotary Youth Leadership Academy of 2025, and this is going to be such an amazing thing for me. Honestly, I've been so inspired as to nonprofit work. Unfortunately, it's not paid work, but it is stuff that I enjoy doing. And you know, when you look at people like Vika Tivu, you realize that even as a Zimbabwean child, your dreams are valid. You can only go as far as you take yourself and as far as you see the limit. And honestly, I know that I could post this and probably get like 0 views and people would air me because it do be happening sometimes. But I know that more than anything, I'm going to be so proud of myself in how I've set this up, how everything has been orchestrated and done. It almost looks professional. And I'm like, it is professionally by Jesus. Yes, professionally by God. Okay, so I have stayed in the last couple of years in between, I think, three continents, guys. So that is North America. I've stayed in Europe and I've also stayed in Africa. And it's so crazy because you see how God evolves these dreams. Like, my mom died before she had even gotten on a plane, but she made sure that I was never like I was a bed. I was always fine. That's what that like that if you have the type of parent who's going to go and leave you at the airport and then she gets onto a bus and you're both going to the same location. It wasn't no average teammate. It was no.
Today I'm going to show you my talent.
Yes, class of 20.
Is it professor of all and master of none? So I can do little bits of like a lot of things. That's one thing that I know. And I can do stuff and then like everybody's so impressed, right? But then I'm just saying that the people who have worked on their crafts do it way better. So that's one thing about me. I'm not really a master of anything. I do a lot of things. But the most embarrassing day of my life, yo guys, yo. If you don't take Christy Mambo, it's okay. It's okay, baby. I tell my own stories, okay? So when I was in Form 1, guys, I was so clumsy. Like, I've always been like no, I'm not a clumsy person. At Form 1, I was so growing up, guys. The woman that you see today, girl. But so it was after dinner, after supper at school, and like people were washing their plates, and if you know boarding, like nisango sukamandira ke sadza passy or whatever, I don't know who dropped their sadza on the floor. So here I am and I'm like calling my friend, right, and I'm like running towards shamari yangu kuti regento dotara naye. Guys, I tripped and just like duh. You know when you hit your head and then everyone goes Guys, you know, the truth of the matter is I want to confess Metron today. I want to confess in front of my mother today. I want to confess in front of God today. And don't wrong. But the thing is, I'm not supposed to sumuka because like people were watching me. Do you understand? Like I couldn't. How do I get up after like tripping on Sadza? And then everybody's watching me. Like I was never gonna be better. So I faked it, guys. I faked it to a point where I went to the hospital. After going to the hospital.
Latoya's lies! Latoya's lies! Yes!
Takura is Ramba Jako Inidiri Wako were meant to be. Ugaditi Babon. I went to the Takura concert before and like I was literally the only person there. Like I was at his feet and I'm like, Takura baby. I'm like, good morning, Takura. Hey, Takura Shanika don't do that. Oh yeah, and I love XQ. But yeah, I do love my African music. I love everything about just like being authentic. If I didn't like African music, guys, I would come here and tell you I don't like African music, but I do. I love Sauti Soul. I love Amanda Black. I love I love Nomfundo, you know, like I listen to like a wide variety of, when it comes to Western music, I listen to it as well. I love my Mariah the Scientist. I love my Tiana Taylor. I am Drumskana. That's all I can say. I'm a girl. Female. Do you know what it is? At some point I wanted to be president. I'm not going to lie, I wanted to be president of Zimbabwe, and I don't know if that's going to be feasible, but I'll settle for first lady. Also, the thing is, my mom taught me good times when you share your successes and not your plans. I have big plans. I got big plans. Okay. But ndichazongokudze kana ndasvika ndokudze tugogora. When I get to my goals, you guys would know, but I wanna find Jesus this, Jesus that, because I'm a Jesus girl. Okay, I am a Christian girl through and through. There's nothing that I could have done, that I will do, that I want to do, that excludes the plan of God in my life. You're going to see a lot of like, I do everything, guys. Like I told you, I'm a master of none. I just learn like different things, and even if you go onto my account, one day you'll find fashion content, the next day you'll find that like I'm there and I'm just telling stories, the next day you'll find that I'm vlogging, the next day you'll find that I'm a meme, the next day you'll find that like I'm dancing, I'm not even a dancer, and then the next day you'll find that like I'm trying to be a baddie, I'm not even a baddie. But just know that Uzobamnandi. 1414, this was taught to me by my granny. I pleaded the blood of Jesus over this verse, especially when my mom died. So it is the verse where God tells people not to harm the fatherless, because if you harm them, he will hear you from the heavens, and your children will be fatherless, your wives will be widows. Those are the promises of God. And I am a not Nathaniel Bassey. I love Nathaniel Bassey, but I also really like, but let them show that I met with God. Let it show that I met with God. It has to be seen that I met with Jesus. It has to be seen that I met with God, that there's a sacred place that exists between me and my Creator, and that is what I'm doing this for. I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. Honestly, I don't even know. Do you know, I never in my life, if you told me that like I'd be in Canada right now, I would have told you that you're crazy. If you had told me that I would be where I'm staying doing what I'm doing, I would have said, I don't even know. The goal is marriage, Shem. The goal is not dating. I do. Discernment, darling. Because discernment, darling. That is my bonang. I forget words, guys. I'm so. See you guys on the next video. Welcome to the K-Shik